So today we're going to go over Unit 1, Day 11 notes, which is just solving equations review. Now there's two problems on the front and then a chart with three problems on the back that talks about the different types of solutions. So we are going to go over all these problems, so let's go ahead and start with example 1. First thing I want to do, if you remember your steps, is to get rid of the parentheses. 4 times 4x is 16x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Then, of course, everything else, just bring it down. Everything else that you have on the left side, go ahead and bring it down. Now, on the right side, if you notice, we have more parentheses, so we want to get rid of them. So remember, you got to distribute negative 4, not just 4, but negative 4. So negative 4 times 6x is negative 24x. Negative 4 times positive 4 is negative 16. And then you're left with negative 4, so you write that down. Now, the next step, remember, is that you got to combine like terms on both sides. So start with the left side. I can combine the 8x plus the 16x. That gives me 24x. Then, of course, bring down your minus 12. Bring down your equals. And on the right side, you can combine the negative 16 minus 4, which is negative 20. And then you want to bring down what you then mess with, which is the negative 24x. Now, that's your new problem. Next thing you want to do is jailbreak one of the variables. So it doesn't matter which one you want to jailbreak. So I'm going to jailbreak this 24 to become positive 24. And 24x plus 24x is 48x. Bring down everything else that you then touch. And now you have a simple two-step equation, which you can just jailbreak the minus 12 to become a plus 12. And you're left with 48x equals negative 20 plus 12 gives me negative 8. Now, of course, the last step is to move the coefficient. So you want to divide by 48. So x equals negative 8 over 48. And if you simplify that and change it into a fraction, you get negative 1 over 6. Now, of course, you could change that into a decimal, but I wouldn't recommend it because a decimal is really ugly and it goes on forever and ever and ever. It's just messy. I would just leave it as a fraction. Okay? Moving on to example 2. There's no parentheses that I got to get rid of. So next step is to combine like terms. Well, let's look at the left side. I can combine the 10, the 4, and the 5. So that's negative 10 plus 4 minus 5. And it gives me negative 11. Then, of course, the x, which is a 1x, can be brought down. And then on the right side, I don't have to mess with that, so I just do negative 7. I'm sorry, I just do 7x minus 5. Now, next thing you want to do is move one of the variables. So I'm going to move the 1x over here and make it a minus 1x. So now you have negative 11 on the left side of the equal sign. And then on the right side, you have 7x minus 1x is 6x. And then bring down your minus 5 because you didn't mess with that. Now, it's a simple two-step equation. So you want to jailbreak the minus 5 to become a plus 5. So negative 11 plus 5 is negative 6 equals 6x. And then the last step is to move the coefficient. So the opposite of multiplying by 6 is to divide by 6. So my final answer is negative 1 because negative 6 divided by 6 is just negative 1. Okay. Moving on. Now, for these three problems, one of them is going to come out to be one solution, the other one's going to be no solution, and the other one is going to be all infinite or infinite solutions, all possible numbers, all possible real numbers. Okay, so let's start with number 1. First thing I needed to do is get rid of the parentheses. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Bring down your equal sign, and then on the right side, you also have another set of parentheses. So 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 2 is 12. Now, of course, decide which variable to jailbreak. And I'm going to do this one. It really doesn't matter because they're the same. So 6x minus 6x is 0. So that's gone. So we're left with negative 12 equals 12. Is this a true statement? Nope, it's a false statement. So false statement means no solution. So the first equation is no solution. Second equation. First thing I want to do is get rid of the parentheses. So we have 12x, because 3 times 4x is 12x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Everything else I can bring down. Now, decide which variable to move. I'm just going to move this one, and it becomes a minus 12x. And what happens is that they cancel out on both sides, so we don't have any variables. So we have 93 equals negative 3 plus 96. And of course, negative 3 plus 96 is 93. So 93 equals 93. Is this a true statement? It is true. So that means this is infinite solutions, that there's a lot of solutions to this problem. So for this one, it's infinite solutions. Now, the last one, let's go ahead and work it out. Distribute the 5. So 5 times 8 is 40x. 5 times 4 is 20. Bring down your plus 7. Bring down your equals, 267. Now, what is 20 plus 7 is 27. Bring down your plus 40x. Your equals the 267. Okay? All I did was combine these two numbers, which were like terms. Those were the only like terms in this problem. Now I'll move on, and the next step is to jailbreak the constant, which is the plus 27, which becomes minus 27 after I move it. So 267 minus 27 is 240 equals 40x. Then of course you want to divide by 40. So 240 divided by 40 gives me an answer of x equals 6. X equals 6 is my answer. It's a one solution problem. Okay, so there's the 3 types of examples that you might encounter when it involves solving equations. You can encounter a problem that has no solution, a problem that has infinite solution, or a problem that just has one solution. If you have any other questions about today's lesson, please do not hesitate to ask me in class the next day.